I am Mona Gerges, the Program Coordinator from Internship and Career Services.
I am Jeremy Walthall, Program Assistant with Internship and Career Services. Okay. Well, Butler University is a small, private, not-for-profit university, and we're located in Indianapolis, just north of downtown. And our office is the Internship and Career Services office. We serve all students in every college at the university, as well as alumni. We were looking for something that would help us collect and gather lots of different data from lots of different sources for lots of different reasons more efficiently, so that we could handle things better, be more responsive, etc. And so one of the ways in which we did that was actually something that Mona did with event registration.
We usually run several workshops during the school year semester, the fall and spring semester, and we have a lot of attendance. One of the main struggles was before that when we want a student to sign up for the events, it's being like communication from me sending an email and then waiting for each respond, and they respond by email, and then at this point I have to enter all this manually. And I think what I found would be helpful if I can build a form, email it to students, and then have all the data in one sheet. I can export it to my Excel spreadsheet, and that will be the thing that I'm looking for. The other thing that, beside the registration for the students or sign up RSVP for events, we have two big events. One of them is called the Pharmacy Expo, and I have to send the information to employers, the same as well for students. And again, it's a time consuming. It takes a lot of time to start to get all the information and then email them back again. But with one form, one shot, they get the things done, and then I have it on one sheet that will be helpful for me to gather the information I needed.
Primarily, we use it we create a lot of surveys to evaluate events and programs that we've held, and those are for both students and for employers that have attended. So we use Formstack for survey data collection. We also use it now to register attendees who might be coming to an event. We can just easily send them an email with a link to the form, and rather than them all emailing us individually, they can just go fill out the form, and we've got everybody's information in one spot. In the future, we're going to be using it for our office is responsible for for collecting and disseminating the postgraduate activity, so where our students end up going once they graduate. And right now that is a very manual process in terms of students fill out a little sheet of paper and we have to enter it, and Formstack I think is going to be great for collecting all that, because we're talking about each graduating class is 1,000 students, so that'll help a lot.
The RSVP also, I love it for this reason. One of the events that we need student RSVP, the pharmacy interview day, and then we need the student to know how many they're going to be attending to order lunch and manage how many they're going to be at the event. And I set the form, send it there, receive RSVP, have a deadline even sent on the form, and it was fabulous. I just really liked it. It helped a lot, and the matter of fact, the exact number they RSVP, this is the one I have on the list. So it was good.
Well, before we used SurveyMonkey, but we wanted something. That was fine for surveys, but we wanted a tool that we could use for more than just surveys, and Formstack was that tool.
I didn't like the SurveyMonkey for one reason, because I'm not saying anything against it, but I mean it was not helpful. I have to go to each survey and then look at the answers that I want, rather than with the Formstack, you just can have it all in one sheet, and you just can highlight the information that you need, copy and paste it, and that's much easier than the other one.
We also really like the ability to brand it, you know, with some of our own personalized design templates. You know, one thing that is a lot of the forms that we used to use on campus here were essentially built by IT, and it takes them a lot of time to build them and for us to implement them, and for, you know, and they still weren't that efficient. You collect the data, it basically just, you still have to transfer all that into a spreadsheet or whatever. But with Formstack, we you know, can create a template that has Butler University on it, even though it's technically coming from a third-party, you know, outside URL. It looks like it's coming from Butler. It is coming from us. We built it, so that helps a lot, because it's sort of like an extension of our websites and everything else, without really you know, taxing the resources that we have here, the limited resources that we have here. And then also just some of the more advanced security features. I always like to be able to encrypt the forms with HTTPS. I like the little CAPTCHA functionality that you can incorporate into there. I think that just adds an extra element of security for users whenever they're filling the forms out, that they feel like this is, you know, going to be safe and everything, and it is. So those are some of the features that I like.
When you collect data, it takes a lot of your time. Sometimes I come to work and I spend probably 4 hours, 5 hours just entering those information, and I'm not even done with them. But when you have it on Excel spreadsheet, all what you do is just copy and paste the areas that you want to on your reports, and that was a big help for me at registration for events. I did not use it yet for the postgraduate activity report, which is going to be very helpful, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward for that. We're just going to have the student at the event start to register for it. But I am positive that's going to be a whole lot easier for me just to get the information. Usually in the past, I entered between 580 to 590 student information, and this information includes their first and last name, their college, their major, their where they found the job at, what's the name of the employer, what's the city and the state, and if they're doing a graduate school after that, what's the program, what's the city, what's the state, gap year, if they are still looking, their email address, and tons of information. So you can imagine entering all this information, how long it takes. But I believe with just one click to this form, they can fill out this information for me to export it to an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to be heaven.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it.
Especially with that, it's going to change. We're going to have to find more stuff for her to do, I think, because
no. Because
you're going to have a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, real quick, just by comparison, the form that we're using now to collect the postgraduate data, it's easy. It's easy for students to fill out, but that data basically is delivered to us in an email, and so every student that submits their information through that form, we get an individual email for every single one with all that data, and that's great that we got it. But in an email, you can't do anything with it, and that you now have to somehow transfer all that data from the email into a spreadsheet or something, so you can start, you know, crunching it and analyzing the data. And so with Formstack form, it's just going to be there, and it's going to be a huge time saver.
Initially, the student, they have to fill out the form. This is at the event, because we don't have accessibility to have multiple laptops at the event, and sometimes they are rushing because this event, when they take their caps and gowns, so they are quickly. They just need to fill out the form and leave there. Sometimes they put fake information, sometimes it's not there. And all this stack of written, that this is the one I put them in the system. But now with this one, we're going to have a lot of laptops, have the form on it. They can fill it out there, and then I can export it one time. So.
And what's nice too is like so say they don't have time to sit there and fill it out while they're there, we can hand them a little slip of paper with either the URL or the QR code and say, you know, when you get home, do this.
Yep.
And hopefully they will.
Hopefully.
So.
Yep.
Well, for one, it's really easy to use. So, I mean, I would say just dive in, start messing around, see how easy it is to create forms, what other features and functionality there are for the forms that you can add to them. And, you know, if you have questions, a lot of your help sections with how-tos, it does have a lot of great information, and you can try to figure out, or you will figure out, you know, how to do certain things. But I would say, you know, if you're at all, for potential users, you know, if you have a need for efficient ways of gathering data and being able to analyze it, check out Formstack and just get in there and start using it.
The pre-built forms is also helpful. You can just go and get sample of it, what you need to do, and then tweak it your own way.
Perfect. Thank you guys. That was great.
That's it?
I'm gonna get it.